Yeah, thanks very much for joining us. Lovely to see so many people at Vasco tonight. We've been visiting all the Hollywood branches for about 2 weeks, and certainly as far as racing is concerned tonight, we didn't expect a crowd like that. So great stuff, Rouvaun.
I'm shy.
You shy? Why?
I don't normally see people in front of me. They hear me, they don't see me. So I'm a bit shy.
And Grant?
Shy.
Yeah,
That's about the 12 rides for a champion, top class.
look, it's going to be tiring, but I was obviously blessed enough to have some good rides on the day, so I'm looking forward to that, and obviously trying to pull off a good day.
Now, the first race on the card, if we have a look at it, we've got the likes of various pronunciations of the name. I call it Pou Tetramois. What do you call it, Rouvaun?
Moi et moi.
Who cares? One of the two. Now, this also, if you look at the form, continuously the bridesmaid, but last time out was very, very unlucky, Rouvaun. You say this is one of the best bets on the card, the nap bet.
The dogs are barking.
Oh, there you are.
You can quote that on a sure thing when you do your podcast.
And just by the way, when it comes to Rouvaun, I must just add, with the dogs are barking segment, he's tipped us 3 so far. We had a winner, we had a short-head second, and we had a winner the other day.
Yes.
Trumpy.
The dogs, when they bark in the right direction.
Well, there you are.
Ideally, course and distance suited. As far as I'm concerned, this horse goes into this race as a winner, being a maiden. He should not have lost that race last time out. And the interesting thing is that form line was duly franked on Sunday when Miss Greenlight, who ran third in this race, had come out and won. I know there's been lots of support already for this horse in the anti-post market. The biggest danger, I think the man next to me will give us the answer to that, whether he's can possibly beat Moi et moi. And then the other horse I would include in terms of swingers, trifectas, in order to build up a kitty to play the pick six carrier forward later on in the afternoon is Aliadora. Jumps from pole position, second last time out, and that form line has certainly held up. The horse that ran third in that race was a horse called For All We Know, who has subsequently run third. The horse that ran fourth was a horse called Master's Queen, who had subsequently come out and won. And the horse that ran fifth was a horse called Little Miss Pink, who has subsequently run second.
Right.
So that to me is the danger to Moi et moi. And I'm sure Mr. Van Niekerk will enlighten us more about Everglade's chances.
Yeah, look, poor Etma, however you want to just pronounce it, it's a bit of a funny name, but she was unlucky not to win with me last time. I came from way too far back, and I think a stride after the line, I basically won the race. For me, the biggest danger would be number 5, I'm in Love. She came from the clouds last time. She's got a good draw, and with Richard Faria, he's riding very well at the moment. My filly is not a bad filly, but she did bleed last time, so I would take that into consideration. And the 4 would be the next pick, my pick.
I just want to touch on that because the horse I'm in Love, also from the Snaith Yard, by the way, did beat Pou Tetramois by half a length. It was some time back, but I thought there was a danger. I don't know, Rouvaun. Rouvaun has been telling me the whole week about this favourite. I've got my concerns, to be honest.
Many people, this will be the first leg of doubles, trebles, multiples, Yankees, Canadians, Brazilians. No, sorry, Brazilians. What was it? You wanted to go to underneath the Strand branch last week when we were there. But anyway, Moi et moi will probably be the first leg of many all-to-comes on the day.
Now, race 2 on the card is a maiden plate, and that's why we need Grant for Niekerk, because when I was looking at the second race on the program, I thought, my goodness me, if ever there's key and ever there's guidance, it's got to be Grant for Niekerk, because on the face of it, it would appear as a 2-horse race here. You've got Steinbeck, who was gelded on the 7th of December, and you've got Gentleman Joe. And, of course, Grant, you've ridden Steinbeck before, so you've got a line between the two. It looks like a 2-horse race. I thought so, but which one would you lean towards?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's definitely a 2-horse race between Steinbeck and my horse. Possibly the 2 as well, Navy Strength. Steinbeck was also unlucky not to win with me last time. I would make him the biggest danger in the race, and then yeah, my horse is doing very well at home, and I'm expecting a big run from him. But in saying that, the 1 Steinbeck is the biggest danger.
Yeah, I see that's a half brother to Charles, and Somerset Morm is number 1 on the card, Steinbeck. Just by the way, I was looking, I see the form lines there with Gentleman Joe. I haven't quite worked out, but it's still early doors. But the 7 I wanted to mention, because I think it's a 1.2 million purchase, and you may have some insight there. A half-brother, I believe, to Infinite Wonder. You can run a bit, but you'll know more. Maybe need the run?
You'll definitely need the run. Very nice sort of horse, but you'll definitely need the run. I'll just look no further than Steinbeck and Mauers.
Right, Rouvaun, that's the second. Maybe you want to move on to the first leg of the place accumulator. We know we've got 3 jackpots. We've got 2 bipots. I thought the bipot is the way to go on the program, but the second bipot looks like a nightmare.
It certainly does. And the first leg of the place accumulator race 3 is not an easy start either, because there are a couple of horses that have chances. In fact, I think Grant will probably be able to elaborate a little bit more about Double Charge, whom he rode last time out, and is this time round on Ravensthorpe. I thought the value probably lies with number 4, Captain Dizzy. Speedy Sort, and if you look at the company in which Captain Dizzy's been running, he now drops way back in class. And the horse that finished just ahead of him last time out was a horse called Gainsford, who subsequently come out and won. So that form line has held up. So to me, I think Captain Dizzy represents the value. Transact, Speedy Sort, is also better off at the weights with Double Charge for when they last met. And then there's the ultra-consistent Baltimore Jack. So it's a case of banking the horse you probably like the most in the first leg of the place accumulator. But as far as I'm concerned, you're probably going to need 2 or 3 to safely get you through.
Yeah, we'll hand over to Grant in just a moment for his feel on the race. But this Captain Dizzy, as you say, value bet, second run with a tongue tie, and is back to 1,000 meters. Leon Courtois is absolutely outstanding. I thought that was a big runner. And I do agree with you, a value bet. Has met stronger, very importantly. But I thought in the bipot, if I was playing in the bipot, the cover system, where you take a horse, banker, cover, would probably be the way to go. And behind a Captain Dizzy, would you fill up with a number of horses?
Nope. Behind Captain Dizzy, I'd probably put in Double Charge, Transact, and Baltimore Jack.
Okay, those. I just want to mention a complete lunatic. I like a little bit of a horse called What a Bolt to run a place there with Anthony Andrews with the 53 kgs, which is, I think, 16-1. We must find some shrewdies. We can't sit here and tip favourite after favourite, and we're going to go that way just now. What do you say, Mr. Van Niekerk?
Yeah, I do sort of agree with you guys. If there has to be another shooting race, maybe add in Mauers, Ravensthorpe. He had a few issues that Justin got on top of. He's been gelded and he had a win up. He's had a gallop ever since, and he's come out very well from that gallop. And if you look at his earlier form, I mean, he beat a really nice horse, and he ran behind some really good horses. I mean, 4 lengths of Triple Fortune's not a bad run at all. Third to African Rain. These horses are not bad horses. So I'm just hoping he produces his earlier form, and if he does that, then I would make him a big runner. Yeah.
Okay, that's Ravensthorpe. As we move on to race 4, this is very important for me because I discussed it with the Rouvaun. He said to me, no, doesn't like it. Warrior. What do you think of Warrior?
I mean, I beat, who did I beat last time?
On the penultimate run you on Warrior.
Escallion.
Escallion should have run in the Met. He's a very nice horse. I worked him this morning, actually. He worked really good. I've got the draw on him as well, drawn 3. My biggest danger is a horse called Silver Operator. I think his last win was pretty impressive. Yeah, good traveler as well. I won a grade 1 on him, and he quickened up really well that day. If he comes back to that best form, he could be an outsider as well.
Of course, in distance, Silver Operator's won 4 from 4, but the mile and the 1400 for Warrior?
Shouldn't worry him. He's actually real smart horse. He gave me a nice feel, and when I won the mile on him, he felt that it was a good distance to go. I think 14. He'll get away with 14 in this field. It's not a big field at all, and he's got a good jaw, so I won't be far off the pace, and he's got a nice turn of foot on him as well.
Okay, that's Warrior. What do you think, Rouvaun, race 4?
It's one of 2 ways you look at the first leg of the carry forward pick 6. It's either Banker Warrior or you've got to put in Silver Operator for a bit of cover. There is a weight difference between the 2. Silver Operator is 4 from 4. And Warrior, as far as I'm concerned, third one after rest, that one in the Queen's Plate, I think you can put a line through that one. He's having his third one after rest. He now comes back in trip. Remember, this horse was nominated to run in the Met. And he's certainly a horse that's got the credentials to win this type of race. I think we're all overlooking Russian Rock, but we never know what turns up on the day. He either is there or he's not there. And it also depends on which way the wind is going to be blowing and what kind of pace he's going to be setting. But as far as I'm concerned, it's either banker or 2 and 4. First leg of the carry forward, Big Six.
Well, I'm going to hand over to Rouvaun now because we move on to race 5, and I know Rouvaun is extremely bullish. He's dissected this race. He spent many hours on it, and you've got a very strong 1, 2, 3, 4 for us here.
In race 5.
Yeah.
Now, I must tell you guys, one of the things that we're very good at when it comes to broadcasting, we pick up bad little habits. And one of the bad little habits when you got to get out of very sticky situations is you say, we'll be back after this commercial break. All yours.
Yeah. Well said, Matty. I knew that was coming my way because, my goodness me, it's an absolute nightmare. I'll drop everything on the floor. Absolute nightmare. Grant, what do you think?
I think this
Can you give us some guidance, please? Because I think most punters out there really are in need of it, yeah.
I think this is quite a hard race. It's very hard because you don't know what to make of first timers and horses that win first time out.
Correct.
A horse that did strike me is Vaughan Marshall's horse. Street Outlaw. I think that was one quite an impressive race. We have a horse that broke the course record in Port Elizabeth. You can't leave him out too, especially over 1,000 meters. I would definitely go with Vaughan Marshall. He's very good with his 3Ls. And that horse did win pretty impressive first time out. Snate's horses are feeling good as well. My horse worked very well this morning, so I'm hoping I could have another winner on this race. So I would go with Bernard just over here, Street Outlaw.
You've got this 3 kg story here of one, and horses do improve, and I think some of these will improve. I've got great respect in the race for Glenn Cotson. I know what you thought of Glenn Cotson's runner. By the way, I was told by the Hollywoodbets support centre, I remember the first time it ran, this horse, Cousin Casey, was well supported in the betting. And I believe some of the early money, once again, was for Cousin Casey.
And Cousin Casey is one of those with a 3 kilo swing.
Yeah.
Remember on Queen's Plate weekend, the Pacific Green was all the rage.
Correct.
That was one of the horses that the dogs barked
Correct.
at.
That was your first ever, your debut.
That actually arrived. I mean, if there's a horse that I think that could possibly be one to consider that does look like he's got upset potential is Richard Ferree's mount, number 11, Wee German. 2 close-up seconds in his 2 career starts. He's now coming out for the 3rd time. Very seldom you see Richard ride for Pitt Stayne. So to me, that is the type of horse that you should sort of be leaning towards as upset potential. Bear in mind that this particular race is renowned for producing maiden winners. If you look at the Roll of Honor, and also fillies have an extremely good record in this race. But seeing that we went either banker or 2 horses in the first leg of the Pick Six, instead of dwelling any longer on this, to me, field, Pick Six.
Field. So we put the lot in race 5. I think you want to take us through race 6 because you've got a very pertinent question for Grant that we were talking about earlier on.
Yes. I mean, I know Grant has got to ride for his stable, but I think the key lies in the question that he's about to answer. If you had the choice, who would you be on?
Oh, you can't put me under that sort of pressure.
If you had the choice, who would you be on?
Pressure.
My
It's not
boss,
pressure.
if my boss have to hear this, I might be in trouble.
Okay. I can tell you now, to me, Pakaya looks like he's one of the best bets on the card. I know he's very highly thought of by his connections. And if one looks at his run in the Queen's Plate, I mean, he finished just about a length or so just behind Rainbow Bridge. So ultimately, he ran way above the rating that he's currently got. And as far as I'm concerned, the horse that beats Pakaya on the day will be the horse that actually wins the Politician Stakes. Yes, many will say that the case can be made for Universal because of being unlucky in the Guineas. Zapatella's finished ahead of both of them, running on strongly to finish 4th. But all fingers does point towards Pakaya, and that's another one that the dogs are barking about.
Yeah, Politician Stakes, great race over the 1800. I want to mention a horse. There's Nino, the P Master. Nino, what do you think of a horse called Xavier? Do you give it any chance? You do. You baby champion. Nino gives it a chance, and I'm happy. I like a little bit of Xavier because when I opened the card, I actually got excited because I saw Pakaya and then I saw Xavier in the same race. I just think over the 1800 that must be thrown in at a price. You don't agree?
I'm making banker.
You what?
I'm making banker.
Okay. Banker Pakai. By the way, with the Hollywood bets, the betting support center, that's where all the money came. 4-1, down 18-10.
Grant?
I like Bakaya a lot. It's no secret. I did mention it to my boss that he's the horse to beat. He's running the Queen's Plate with me was phenomenal. And he's a horse that is a derby type of horse. So the 1800 will suit him. If you look beyond that, I think my horse Mastery Dude is a very nice horse. His work at home has been really good. And I do give him a chance in this race. Universal I like quite a bit, and Sensor Unico from the Marshall stable. If you're going to like Sensor Unico, you're going to want to add in I Want It All as well, because he's quite a nice horse. I wanted him last time. This is quite an odd race. It is an odd race, but I think Bakaya is my main danger.
I think everyone's leaning that way. Tell us about race 7. What do we do in race 7? We're going to start with you, because the 7th race, what do you say there?
Okay, the 7th race is my best ride. So hopefully he'll be my... Well, I'm very confident on Rio Karari. He's giving me a really good feel every time I rode him, and he should beat this field. I know Real Gone Kid is a up-and-coming sprinter, but with the weight turnaround, last time I was very unlucky also not to win.
Okay, there's no pressure.
Best ride.
No pressure. There's a lot of sunshine sitting here, I'm sure, with plenty Tom in the pocket. If you were having one bet on the day with 12 rides, what would you suggest?
Rio Karari is my best ride tomorrow, Saturday.
Rouvaun, you tell us about Real Gone Kid, because you actually think Real Gone Kid's a big runner, especially over the 5 furlong.
I do think Real Gone Kid's a big runner. I make it a complete 2-horse race. Yes, there's a 3-kilo swing at the weights in favor of Rio Karari. But the one thing that sort of niggles at the back of my mind is that Real Gone Kid's trainer on Sunday afternoon, after the last race, said to me, remember on Queen's Plate Day, I told you he'll win, and you can take the double into the Cape Flying Championship. And I'm like, are you still confident? He says, well, we want to win the Grade 1 because his box is ready in the Stallion Barn at Highlands. So I'm giving it your first hand what I was told. So to me, 2-horse race, you can never write off Real Gone Kid. He's fitted with blinkers as well on Saturday. So to me, it's a case of who's going to hit the line first. And yes, there's a 3-kilo swing. They are 100 meters shorter than they going this time around than they met last time out. So, it's a case of who gets to the line first between the two.
Right, now, I know reeled off 4 victories in KZN. When the horse came down to the Western Cape, I thought maybe that just flattered the horse a little bit too much. But then ran very well in a sprint and didn't run badly last time out at all. I think it was a short head behind Jet Dark. We're talking Captain Fontaine. I thought Captain Fontaine is an inclusion. I know it's 12-1, bar the 2 of them, but I just thought Gavin Lerena, that could run a drum. Do you like that at all?
For the back end of trifectas and quartets, yes.
Grant, any comments on Captain Fontaine?
I thought his run in the 1200 was very good. I do know he's a horse that can pull, so the 1,000 meters might not be too bad for him. But I mean, if you're talking about Rio Karari, he's taking on the best sprinter in the country. I think Rio Karari is, if he doesn't win, I'll be very disappointed.
Okay.
If you are looking for something that is in double figures, nothing wrong with Hello Winter Hello, particularly the manner in which Hello Winter Hello had won last 2 starts in Johannesburg. Yes, the horse has to travel and all the rest of it, but, we're looking now for spooks. 2 horses, Rio Karari, Real Gone Kid, that's more than enough for me.
Take us through the Schweppes Majorca Stakes. Can we beat Captain's Ransom? We've tried and tried, but she keeps on defying us. What do you think?
I think the gentleman next to me can beat her. In fact, I was...
Sounds like I'm going to have 10 winners.
She's an up-and-coming 3-year-old. She's got the natural improvement to come. Yes, Captain's Ransom is unbeaten thus far this season. I mean, she just fell over the line. He was just showing me footage earlier on where he saluted and thought he had gotten up over 1,800 meters. I told him the angle does favor the outside one. That's why I sort of was leaning towards Captain's Ransom over 1,800. She's deadly over 1,600. She's also got the widest draw to overcome. Yes, she has a terrific turn of foot, but so does Chansonnet. And to me, I always have very healthy respect for up-and-coming future champion 3-year-olds, and Chansonnet to me fits that bill. And I think on Saturday, there's every chance that she can lower Captain's Ransom's mark.
Chansonnet, Captain's Ransom.
I think Captain's Ransom is a super filly. I know Chansonnet got very close to beating her last time, but I have all the respect for her. She's just a filly that overcome obstacles before, and back to a mile, I think that's a best trip as well. Chansonnet can beat her, but she's a young filly and she had hard racing. That's my only concern. But I think I'll have the run of the race. I've got a good draw. Richard has to hopefully get himself in a good position from that draw, and I think if I have a smooth run race and he doesn't, then I can beat her. But if he manages to place his filly very well, and he might have an edge over my filly.
I like that. Okay, Captain's Ransom. Rouvaun, do you want to take us through races 9 through to 12?
Right, race 9 is the big one of the afternoon. The World Sports Betting Cape Town Met run over 2,000 meters. 11 runners will face the starter. And Grant, you are back on linebacker. And the day I saw that was the day of the draw, and I said, Mr. Niekerk, they've done the right thing. Remember I said to you, I think you've got a formidable partnership, and you've certainly got to know this horse well. But for that last run, is he ready to win it?
On his best form, he can beat this field. I'm scrambling to get the confidence, after his last run, because it was there's no secret, it was very disappointing. But on his best form, I can really beat this field. I think the pace of the race will play a huge factor. If they go fast, I think Jet Dark is the biggest danger. If they go slow, I think he will not win. I think Committee Dung will be he'll be in a striking position, and I think he will be the next best. Do it again on best form has to have a shot. And as I said, if Moses comes back to his best form, I really like him a lot. I'm going into the racing tomorrow just hoping that he finds his best form. I'm not going to look at his previous runs, or I'm just going to ride him with all the confidence.
Before I get to Mr. Shaw, the 3-year-old double superlative, 2-time winner coming into the Met. I know the horse has got a big reputation. What do you think?
Yeah, he's a smashing horse. But we'll have to see how Bakaya goes and the horses in the politician stakes. I think if Bakaya comes out and win very easily, or any of the 3-year-olds that ran in the Queen's Plate, then you have to back double superlative. His last win was very impressive, and he's got a good draw. Anton Marcus wouldn't make 54 kgs for nothing, so I would add him. I think it's all going to come down to the pace of the race. Canis Bass has got Marina, smashing filly as well, and we all know that the fillies are good enough to take on the boys. I think I galloped Do It Again with Captain's Ransom the one, and she smashed me by at least 5 lengths. Okay. So the fillies are definitely good enough this year. So she has to have a shot as well on best form.
So if I had to ask you in a race like this, if a punter was playing a pick 6, for example, how short would you go? What would you include? What would you throw Marina in?
I would go as wide as possible here. These are very good horses. You're talking about Do It Again. On his day, he can be anything. Dark, he smashed us in the Queen's Plate. And if they go fast, he might do it again. Committee Dung he's had the perfect prep, and he's probably the biggest danger to all of us. Line back on best form can beat him as well. Marina, double superlative. These are all good horses. I'd go as wide as possible.
Okay, double superlative. Pressure.
For the past 2 weeks, Shaheen and I have been visiting Hollywood branches across the Western Cape. And one of the things that we thoroughly enjoyed was when we encouraged those that are racing enthusiasts to give us a commentary of the last 200 meters of the race. And Shaheen was like, go boy, go boy, go boy. Right. So it's my turn to get him to go boy, go boy, go boy, and give us a commentary.
We had some great commentaries, but the best one was on the last day, and you just said, no. The guy that was calling Fiskop has won it. What else? What was the other one?
I don't know, but it's on your Facebook page.
Yeah,
If anyone wants to go and see it, you can go down.
We want to listen to your dulcet tones.
No. I want you to call the last 400 first.
No, I'm not calling 400. I'll call the last.
Okay, last 200 in terms of, and the result's going to be your 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm going to try. Cirillo's given up the ghost. Linebacker is not quickening. Double superlatives gone. And completed for me. Comedy dung, you baby. Comedy dung. I really like Comedy dung. And Jet Dark, we liked in the La Ormeron's Queen's Plate, but not tomorrow.
Right.
Saturday.
So do you want my 1, 2, 3, 4 as well?
Yes, we want to hear you. You're the one we want to listen to, mate.
Oh, you want my version of that?
Yes, go.
Right. 400 meters left to go, and Rock and Ringo has cried enough. Second base has come under a ride. Jet Dark is going through on the inside. Comedy Dung, linebacker, taking off together on the outside. 200 meters left to go. Jet Dark is running an absolute cracker. Linebacker, Comedy Dung. Marina's absolutely flying. They hit the line.
Linebacker.
Cross. Professional. Bravo, matey. Bravo.
Hold on. They hit the line.
Linebacker over Comedy.
You got to wait till 5:10 on Saturday afternoon when I complete the story. I can't call the race twice.
Tell us what you like, and we all know what you like.
Okay. First choice in the race, Comedy Dung.
Go, Comedy Dung.
Beat linebacker. Marina in third. Double superlative fourth.
Crossing Jet Dark?
No. Pace is not going to suit him.
Rouvaun never likes Jet Dark.
Right. On to race 10 we go, which is the Western Cape Stayers over 2,800 meters. 9 runners. Mr. Van Niekerk, you're on chrome yellow. But if I look towards the bottom end of the weights, the highest rated, lowest weighted, Mike de Kock's only runner for the day. Is she the one you have to beat?
I think Mr. de Kock will never bring a horse down here for nothing. You have to respect him, but in saying that, I think it's a very strong race. I really like one-way traffic. I think he was really unlucky not to win last time. My horse is a proper stayer. He won a very good race last time, and he's doing very well at home. And Double Mint won a very good race last time. I would go with Double Mint, one-way traffic, the Cox filly, and Maos.
Romeo.
Yes.
Do you agree, Mr. Shaw?
You know, the problem here is that early in the week, once again, when we were visiting those branches, you said to me that Sparkling Water, the conditions, the weights, will win. And you preached it to me for about 3 days, and I was telling you, no, I don't like that. And then earlier I said to you, I like Sparkling Water for my absolutes, and you said that's a brass.
I've gone off it
It was a
completely. And
turnaround.
I'll tell you why I've gone off it. Because when I was looking through this race again this afternoon, I went back to the Roll of Honor. And this race is renowned year in, year out, through up results.
So maybe it's time for a favourite to win it. Maybe it's overdue for Sparkling Water to win.
Right. So you're going with Sparkling Water.
Must go with Sparkling Water. I think Sparkling Water, geez, I hope I'm right, but I think it's one of the best bets. I think it's the best bet on the card.
There we go. Best bet on the card. On to race 11 we go. And now it gets even more and more difficult. Race 11. It's a merit-rated 84 handicap over 1,400 meters. Han Solo won well last time out. The blinkers seem to have done the trick, renewing rivalry with Path of Choice, Sir J. Sundays. They're all coming up against each other. Is Zappa, Mr. Van Niekerk? Yes. Is this your second best on the day?
This is a tough race, but Zappa, he's doing very well at home. And his last run was phenomenal. Never got much of a penalty last time, which works in his favor. And I think he's a horse that, if I can get in a good position from that draw, you will give me a really good finish. I wouldn't know where to go next because this is such an open race.
It is a very, very open race.
I can banker that in the buy pot. Izapa.
Second buy pot.
You can.
Right, there we go. Bank a second buy pot.
Right.
Uh,
That
Mr.
helps a lot.
Mr. Shaw.
No, I'm not interested. I know there's a big brass coming.
Mr.
I'm not
Shaw,
interested. No.
race number 12. All yours.
Race 12. No, you know, the thing is about this game, if you're winning after race, okay, let's just get this right. If you're winning after race 11,
Yeah.
okay, what do you want to do with race 12? Quite honestly, I mean, you need rehab at Rissen Vrede.
Race 12 is a
Bay, wherever it
quartet carryover you want to get involved in.
I'm telling you what I'm going to have. I'm going to have 10 rand each way
Yes.
on 2 horses in the race.
Right. Let's hear the 10
One
race.
is called Hilarity, number 10. And
Right.
the other horse is a horse called Impressive Queen, number 14. Anthony Andrews. He's riding a few roughies. I like him to run a
Right.
drum on 1 or 2 of them.
Mr. Van Niekerk, you're on Lily Bell in the last.
There's Nino once again.
Solid form.
Best bet on the card says
Nino reckons
Nino
Lily
Podesta,
Bell.
the PE guru.
At this stage, it's winner number 12 coming up at the rate we've been going.
Sounds like it. I was about to say this could be my 12th winner. Yeah. But she was actually very unlucky with me last time. I know she's still a very immature filly, but she's got the 10 draw. I just have to sort of hope for a good position on her as well, and she'll give me a really good finish. I think Candice's filly is quite nice as well. Is it Forest Forever? She ran a good second behind Regina Isabella, but a draw worries me. I was gonna say Adderbury Lake, but from 18 draw she's gonna have to do a hell of a lot to get over.
What about the horse that Rachel Vienneker's riding? I think Rachel Vienneker has not had a win yet.
In Cape Town, no.
The Snaith Yard. I think she's had 16 rides, if my memory serves me correctly. And she's
Parmesan.
bottom of the boards. Bottom of the boards. Reach it to the bottom of the boards. I think 33-1. What's that horse called?
Lamajan.
Yeah.
So ultimately what you're saying, and having listened to you and Grant tell us about who, so if we were to box 2 Forest Forever, 8 Lily Bell, 10 Hilarity, 14 Impressive Queen, 15 Lamajan, hope for the best as far as the quartet's concerned.
Good work.
Good work.
The four is not a bad filly as well. I mean,
So
if
we
you
put
can,
that in as
It's a
well.
4.
Gina Isabella.
Okay.
Six horses box was 360 rand the quartet. That should be more than enough and a comfortable way to get us through.
Percentage.
Right. Grant, in closing,
Yeah.
your best ride on the day, just to recap, is
Rio Karari.
Rio Karari. And the
Leo
other one,
Ferrari.
and the other one that's got a best chance of running right there at the finish is
Izapa.
Izapa. Right. There you had it, straight from the
Oh,
man.
yeah, baby!
Rio Karari and Izapa. Mr. Shaw, your best bet and your value bet on the day.
You know, I haven't got a value bet.
Okay. Just give us your best bets then.
That one in the last. There we go. That's it. That's echoed. Bottom of the boards. Let's go with that.
Parmesan as your
Yeah, and Mike de Cox filly.
and Mike de Cox
Mike de
filly.
Cox filly to win the
That's
stayers
at
race.
double that.
You're not telling us something about sparkling water. What's this?
It sounds like 2 roughies.
I'm worried now.
All I know is by the time we get to race 12, I'll be looking for sparkling water with hops in it.
Go, you
It
baby.
would have been a very long day. Right. As for the best bets, I think most people, and you can probably see it in terms of the way that the money's been coming. The dogs have been barking about Poix et Moi and Pacaya. That's probably the 2 that most people will be using for doubles and trebles and all the rest of it. And then my value bet on the day, and I'm going to agree with Mr. Van Niekerk, Izapa, to me, is the value bet on the day. So, guys, that's it. I think that's a wrap. I think we've given you all you need to know.
Top class.
And
Well done. Thank you.
break a leg, as Mr. Shaw would say.
Hit them hard.
Here we go. Thank you.
Go, you baby!